Fori. And Ryan Ravelison, the pre-match admin completed for Ofori. And Ryan Ravelison, the other captain. And it is Melvin Adrian between the sticks for Madagascar. 4-5-1 set up, we believe. Roman Metania, Razafindrai Bahamehanta, and Fontaine at centre-back. Genji Boto at left-back. Dorian Bertrand, Ravelison, Ilaima Haritra, Lapoussin, and Randri at Sperana. The midfield five with Njiva, Rakoto Haramilala. Next couple of hours, there will now be a moment's silence in memory of Rafael Duamena. Duamena, Black Stars striker, collapsed during a league match on Saturday and sadly passed away at the age of just 28. Ghana will do their very best to make him proud on the pitch today. Madagascar to get us underway. And the referee blows the whistle. And away we go in Kumasi. The first round of qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Ghana take on Madagascar in Group I. Ghana in the all-white strip, shooting from left to right as we watch on in this first 45. Madagascar in all red. Ghana immediately asserting their authority and sending the ball towards the Madagascar box for the first, but I'm sure not the last time. Pressing high. Lively start to proceedings. Maybe trying to catch the Madagascar players. Sleeping a little or a little nervous. And this group of 11 or 20 something in the squad look to achieve a feat never managed by any of their compatriots in the past. Reach the World Cup finals. The first time up to 10 African nations could feature at the expanded World Cup. Only 5 were present in Qatar, where Morocco of course made history by becoming the first African final to reach the semi-final stage. Madagascar with the first attempt at goal, and it will earn them a corner as it deflects wide, despite the efforts of Richard Ofori. Only one man in the box there. Lining up on the edge now, headed away. Totally cleared though, and back out to Lapoussin on the left. He's given it away though to Mohamed Kudus. Escape, a mild early scare. There are 9 African sides guaranteed a spot in Canada, the United States of America and Mexico. 48 teams in all, up from the usual 32. some of the runners-up in the 9 qualifying groups in CAF will get another chance to make an appearance. The 4 best-ranked second-place sides will be drawn into playoffs, the semi-final and final. 5 is a long way away right now, and that will determine which African country will advance to an intercontinental playoff tournament. It's been a slightly nervy start though from Ghana, unexpectedly, under the expectant gaze of their home fans. Maybe just taking a little time to find their feet. It's given away again in their own half. Played forwards and flicked on. And it was Dorian Bertrand looking to get the shot away, but at least earning another corner. Chilafori with some more work to do. This one's taken short to Loic Lapoussin. Metanir flicks it in the direction of the area, but can't quite pick out Revelisson. Chance to ease the pressure. And instead take it quickly and try and catch Madagascar napping. It was Antoine Semenyo bundled over on the left for Ghana. Now Raw again as Ghana back on the back foot once more. Getting a little frustrated, the local fans. Not even 5 minutes on the clock yet, but this is not how they expected the early stages to go. Madagascar producing more attacking football early on and looking in control, and it will break here again for Kenji Boto, the left back, with space to pick out his man. It's over everyone. And missed by Lapoussin. He does beat Jordan Ayew to the ball though. It's the reverse ball. Retains possession. Wants the run, pointing Dorian Bertrand towards the goal line there. Couldn't thread the needle. That's a nice ball forwards from Ayew for Semenyo. And now it's he with space to try and pick out his man in the middle. Deflected and headed away by Thomas Fontaine. And back as far as Ayew, who unleashes his first shot of the day. On target, but not overly troubling Melvin Adrien. A fairly breathless start to proceedings here in Kumasi. A cautious approach as they begin this qualification journey. Quite often see players taking a bit of time to figure each other out, and no one wants to be the player to make the mistake that sets them on the wrong foot, on the wrong path early on. But certainly no fear shown by the Malagasy players. Safety first by Nicolas Apoku. Some more defending to do for the rest of the back four. No long throw employed though. Back to Revelisson instead. Just about kept in on the touchline by the right back, Romain Metanir. He does eventually get bundled out for a goal kick. Well, Richard Ofori, perhaps not the expected man to take up goalkeeping responsibilities for Ghana. of course, experienced. 30-year-old has 25 caps. But Lawrence Ati-Ziggy has been the more frequent man in goal for the Black Stars. He showed up late though, joined the squad just yesterday and missed the first training session. Perhaps that's the reason that goalkeeping and captain responsibilities have been handed to Ofori. Another in the squad, but not on the pitch, is Andre Ayew. Lacking in match fitness, was without a club at the start of this season, has just signed a weekend gone for Le Havre in Ligue 1, French top flight. We'll see if he features later on. Ghana's most capped player of all time. Solid shoulder charge from Nicholas Apoku. Boto does well to pick out Lapoussin, who does even better to get away from his man. Couldn't do the same with the second. A little roar of expectation as Ghana look to break away and strike on the counter here. Well held out by Kudus. The attempted flick on back in the direction of Kudus by Semenyo. Not quite on the same wavelength there though. Kudus, a midfielder in equal parts efficient and elegant. Always looks at ease in possession and with his passing. Well, Ghana steadying the ship, and now with a better few minutes and a spell of possession here. After a start from their visitors, that might have caught them off guard a little. And a turn, and Kudus accelerates away, finds some space ahead of him, might be thinking about the shot. Instead, chooses his cap, his number 9 rather, Jordan Ayew, who brings it into the middle. It was brought down beautifully by Iñaki Williams. The flag had gone up. See that, was standing in an offside position, correct call by the assistant referee. The warning sign of their own from Ghana now. It's poked wide, but certainly would have raised the heart rate of Melvin Adrian a little. Wasn't too far away. Nice turn. And it's laid up for Randri. Safrana there. Cut in. Nice turn. Change of pace. And then the return ball back to Bertrand. Lovely first touch to put it through the legs of Gideon Mensah. Not quite enough on the strike though to truly threaten Ofori. Madagascar again showing what they can do in attack. So far certainly holding their own against, well, certainly the favourites on the day. As well as the late arriving Lawrence Atizigi, there are two minor injuries. We've seen a couple of Ghana players drop out of the squad. Abdul Mumin of Rayo Vallecano has been replaced by local player in Abdoulaye Nuruddin. Southampton's Kamaldeen Sulemana has been replaced by fellow championship player Abdul Fatawu of Leicester City. Neither in the starting 11, but there if required. Another strong coming together, this time Halilou Seydou and Andre Atsparana thought it was going to be his throw. Final touch did appear to come off the Madagascar man. The only question was whether it would be seen as a foul by Seydou, but clearly not in the eyes of the referee. Afori looks for Ayew. Let the ball run all the way through to Adrian though. Given away by Ilaima Haritra, and it's through to Williams. Ayew, in fact it was number 9, not the 19. They're just thrown off his first touch by Roman Metania. He's in close quarters. Ayew over to take the corner now. Ghana with an opportunity to put the ball into the danger area from a set piece for the first time. Delivered in by Ayew, and he found Nicholas Opoku at the centre back, unable to keep his header down. Nice in-swinging delivery. Run well timed from Opoku, but just jumping maybe a little too late, getting underneath the ball. Quickly back with Ayew though. Semenyo. Backtracks to safety. Salis Abdul Samed. Kudus hanging on to the ball under pressure. The turn from Baba was good, but the pass not so, giving it away. He'll have to backtrack now as Madagascar look to punish that. Ball forwards also not finding its target though. As mentioned, looking to reach their 5th World Cup now, Ghana. In 2006, they were the only African side to advance to the second round in Germany, despite having the youngest team at the competition with an average age of 23 years and 352 days. And in 2010, reaching the quarterfinals, they were eliminated by Uruguay. Lost a penalty shootout after Luis Suarez infamously handballed on the goal line deep into extra time. However determined they may have been to make amends or settle a score in 2014, they were drawn in a group of death with Germany, the United States and Portugal, and for the first time fell at the group stage, impressively drawing with Germany but losing to both the US and Portugal. And that was the case again in Qatar around a year ago. Another tough group. They beat South Korea 3-2 in a pretty crazy game, but lost to Portugal again, and Uruguay again saw them fall and fail to reach the knockouts. And a clean slate here. They start from scratch again. Once again, it's Madagascar on the attack, and a nice knock past Daniel Amati there from Njiba Rakoto Harimalala. Good burst of pace, but off balance as he took the shots. Amati just about doing enough. Subtle little shove within the laws of the game. Just throwing the number 10 off balance. He tries to put his left foot through the ball. Kudus showing his pace to win the race to that ball at the other end. Waits for reinforcements and then clears the lot of them. Picked up by Ayu though. Not afraid to take on a man even now in his 30s. His ball also though overhit and out for a goal kick. Ayu 32 now. Second most experienced member of the squad after his brother, who, as mentioned, holds the record, 115 caps. This Ayu's 96th though. Not too far behind his brother, who's a year or so older. Quickly closing in on that century mark. Also the second most goals in the squad, 20 compared to Andre's 24. Ayu though, not Ghana's top scorer of all time. That particular honour, of course, remains with Asamoah Gyan. And it's not particularly close. Andre Ayu's 24, Asamoah Gyan with 51. A long way clear. Not about to lose that particular record anytime soon. Former captain, who I had the pleasure of co-commentating an African Football League match with. I can confirm, not just a great striker, but a great guy. I'm sure he'll be watching on, as his beloved Black Stars. Thanks to said about this qualification campaign in the right way, but hey, perhaps haven't said about this match in the right way. Madagascar probably edged the contest so far. Very close, but threatened the goal more often. Unable to create anything there. Foul on Mensah by opposition fullback Roman Metanir. Almost a quarter of the game gone. Still we await a deadlock to be broken. A few half chances, maybe one or two, a little more than half, but nothing clear cut just as yet. So Ghana, that header from Opoku, about as close as they've come. And Rakoto Harimalala at the other end, looking like he had broken through. And he is leading the line again as it's brought forwards by La Poussin. Metanir, not afraid to get forwards, right back. It's a 4-5-1 for Madagascar. Probably seen as a cautious approach when the team sheets were being judged before the game, but they're not being particularly cautious here, and it's a lovely turn from Kenji Boto. Delivery not quite matching up to the build-up. Another burst of energy and another sign of what Madagascar can do on the front foot. Seydou closed down by Randri Atsvarana. Illegally so though, in the end. Seydou wants to come through the famous JMG Academy, or GMG, if you are using the French pronunciation. Of course, founded by Frenchman Jean-Marc Guillou. A number of famous names, including Jason Danai, Youssef Attal, and also another man on the pitch today, Salih Abdul Samed, have come through the academy. It's put into the middle by Williams, laid off. The shot was from Kudus. It was blocked and out for another corner. It was good work by Williams. Not selfish, Semenyo. Seeing Kudus in a better position, but West Ham midfielder not able to get the shot away. Corner headed away, but straight back to Ayew. We'll get another bite of the cherry. Dummy, and he tries his luck himself, but it's over. Another rangefinder for the number 9. Hasn't quite found it yet. Sent forwards towards Rakoto Harry Malala. Composed enough from Amati though. Masiri Tokinan Tenaina and Jean-Yves Razafindra Koto both got on the score sheet for Madagascar against Benin last month. But neither in this starting 11. Lapoussin was an unused substitute in that match, but returns to the attack here. Kudus showing his strength again. Get away from Rebellison, man he knows from. Encounters in the last 12 months. Rolleston with the armband today. Pretty recent honour for the number 7. One of a number on the field who plays football in France. Remains at Auxerre. Joined in the summer of 2022. As they returned to the top flight, but they were unfortunately relegated immediately back to Ligue 2. Signed from LA Galaxy. So, a brief sojourn to the States in between time spent with French clubs Tours and Troyes before that. Now looking to return to the US again for the World Cup finals with the rest of his teammates. Ball is over the head of Antoine Semenyo, and Madagascar have gone a bit pinned back here. Most of the players in the Ghanaian half. Smart turn from Ilaima Heritra. And there's space for Metanir. Forwards by the number 6 again. And a slightly nervy moment as Amati left it to Richard Ofori. Calm down, the signal from Amati. He was relaxed here and reliant on his keeper. Maybe a little too much so, but Ofori with no harsh words, on a wavelength, and he was able to get there in time. Quick ball forwards, picked up by Iñaki Williams, waits for reinforcements, finds one in Kudus. Kudus loses out though. Nicely worked. And some lovely passing by Madagascar. Just need the end product. That's a nice ball forwards. Laid off. Thinking about a shot from the edge of the area, and it had to be tipped over by Ofori. Well, they're getting closer. This time it was Randri Atsparana. Had been operating mostly on the left wing, but coming into the centre of the pitch and producing the first real test for Richard Ofori. Able to take the corner now with that left foot. Will be an in-swinger. He does. Swung in, and it found Rakoto Harimalala at the back post, and the volley was wide. A couple of excellent moments in the space of a few seconds from Tukinan Taina Randri Atsparana. Excellent shot, and then an excellent corner. Was a tough ask for Rakoto Harimalala. And he'll be disappointed nonetheless, as you saw. Not quite head in hands, but sure he'll have more chances the way the game's going, and there could be one now. It's knocked forward to him. The tackle from Rob Ellison, I think. Nonetheless, the Ghana fans sing on. Battling down that left wing, Lapusan, Randri Atsparana. Ayu dropping very deep. He is prone to doing so, to get involved. There's space here for Kudus. It's back to Ayu, who's now back in Madagascar area. Looks for the cross, and Semenyo can't get enough on it. There was a lovely pick out by Jordan Ayu in a similar position to his shot a few minutes back. Maybe that's what some were expecting, and it came off the back of Antoine Semenyo in the end, and Iñaki Williams was behind him. Certainly head in hands for him. Seen on the replay. I need to say, either side could easily grab the opening goal before the halfway point. It could go either way. Wouldn't say the goal has come against the run of play, whichever way the goal comes, if it does. Seydu. Space. Time to pick out Abdul Samed. Here another in Liga with Lens. An excellent season last year. moved from Clermont to Lens and helped Les Sanguillons to their impressive second place finish, just behind champions Paris Saint-Germain last campaign. Gideon Mensah puts the ball into the middle, and it was missed again by Semenyo. Looked like it might drop for Williams behind him this time, but no such luck for the Bilbao player. There's Abdul Samed, 23-year-old defensive midfielder. Received his first call-up to the national side in November last year, just before the World Cup, for a friendly. Did feature in Qatar. This is 9th cap now. Starting to cement himself as an important part of the Ghana midfield, as well as the Lens one. Good work again from Metanir. He continues his run and gets it back from Bertrand. Still going, under pressure from Mensah. Lifts it up towards the back post though, and it was looking like it might drop for Andrea Sperana. Alidu Seidu doing enough. Kenji Boto. Too easy to pass it almost into the area to La Poussin. Ghana a little stationary in defence at times. He'll be punished again here. Boto, the deflection is into the arms of Richard Ofori. Reacted quickly enough. Unfortunately for him, the deflection also taking some of the sting off the pass. 10 minutes remain for one of these sides to find the opener before the break. Plus, I'm sure, a couple of minutes of additional time. It has been bubbling over this game, or at least simmering throughout. Ellison also dropping very deep. Furthest player back there, the number 7. Almost forming a back 3 as the fullbacks push up. He's given it away to Ayew there though. Semenyo, it's offside, has to check his run. Still with Ayew. Nicely flicks it through there effortlessly, taking 3 players out of the equation, but Semenyo also a little caught out by it. Born in Madagascar, also holds French nationality, I should say, as he was raised in Réunion, nearby French territory. A number of the Madagascar players in the squad play their football in nearby Réunion. We're just choosing to slow things down now, the away side. Equally not being pressed by Ghana. We'll be trying to bring the home side out a bit. Have to be careful. Any misplaced pass there could be very costly. There's one, but unfairly by Alidu Seidu. I'm surprised to see Madagascar slow the pace of the game down. It seems to be favouring them when it's moved at a quick pace. I've had a couple of nervy moments with Ghana counter attacks, but well, maybe they would be content with a draw here despite having come close to the opener a couple of times. Certainly wouldn't be a bad result away from home against the group favourites. Final whistle a long way off though. Seydu chips it forwards for Inaki Williams, but asks too much of the winger. We spoke about their solid qualification campaign, Ghana. And they will head to the Côte d'Ivoire in January and February for the 34th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Côte d'Ivoire hosting for the second time. The tournament was postponed due to weather concerns in the host country during the summer. Now having to focus on these qualifiers though, and it's Madagascar with a big opportunity. Afori well off his line, but throwing himself at the ball there as Randri Atsparana looked to strike again. Wow, it was good awareness on the right from Bertrand. Nicolas Apoku coming to his goalkeeper's rescue. And again, it's Apoku who makes the clearance, fired back in, and Apoku is there again. Ghanaian wall at the back, consisting of one man. Another in-swinger, and it did find the head of Rakoto Harimalala. But I think somewhat wedged between him and his marker, just dribbling through to Afori. Yes, Ghana will be looking for an improved performance at the upcoming AFCON. It's the previous one in 2021, it did eventually take place in early 2022, it was something of a disaster for the Black Stars. Late winner saw the four-time champions fall 1-0 to Morocco in the opener. A late equaliser for Gabon saw them draw in the second game, and then a shock 3-2 defeat to Comoros. The winner again coming in the dying minutes saw them finish bottom of Group C with just a single point. So another score to settle when they meet Comoros in a few days' time, match day 2 next week. For now, focused on their first opponents, though, who have dropped back into a low block here, Madagascar. Asking the question of Ghana, how they're going to find a way through. And not like that is the answer. Kenji Boto fouled by Seydu. Defending in numbers, and also getting forward in numbers when they have the opportunity, Madagascar. We are a test of whether they can keep this up for the remaining 50 minutes or so. Test of stamina. It's a test they're so far passing. Chris Hughton will have to change something, might feel the need to do so during the break, whether it be a change of shape or change of personnel. Because again, Madagascar are in here, there are 4 of them, and it's poked beyond Afori. The ball is into the back of the net, but the offside flag had gone up. crucially for Ghana, another big scare. All over the top, had them at 6s and 7s. And that part looked very tight in terms of the offside call. I'd like to see it slowed down. Not sure exactly where the offside occurred. Wherever it did. A very nervous moment for Ghana. Great composure as well from Madagascar, it must be said. Keep that alive, and when it looked like the chance might have gone begging, kept in. Another good pass and clinical finish. Unfortunately, all for nothing. Had another moment of frustration from the home fans there, as I think a Semenyo run was turned down as an option. And is instead a hopeful ball in the direction of Mohamed Kudus. Which is easy pickings for Melvin Adrian. I have to say, Adrian has been less busy than his opposite number in this first half. Would not have been expected. He might be busy here, but the flag goes up again as Iñaki Williams momentarily thinks he is through on goal. It's another tight call, just about leaning offside, I think. His head about the only part of him beyond the defensive line. Close call, which surely would have ended in a goal at both ends. There'll be 2 minutes of additional time for either side, if not both, to potentially conjure up one more chance perhaps. The goal now would be a gut punch for whoever were to concede it. Manager in that scenario has to rip up his team talk. I think Ghana here content to see this out. Again though, it's an optimistic, hopeful ball forwards this time, looking for Iñaki Williams, who switched over to the left. And that wasn't accurate enough to make up for its opportunism. And I'll tell you what, another close call, saved by the assistant referee's flag. Daniel Amati was robbed by Rakoto Harimalala, who even looked to the linesman to say, what exactly did I do wrong there? It's cut out, and Madagascar might have time for one final throw of the dice. No, they will not, because referee blows the whistle for half time and we remain goalless here in Kumasi. Halfway through, Ghana 0, Madagascar 0. It certainly wasn't for the lack of trying from the two sides. Coming close on occasion. It was put into the back
kind of
of the Ghanaian net by the visitors.
Indeed, it's Richard Ofori who has been busier on the day. He's
by the offside flag.
Ghana. It's been a bit on a holiday, Jerome. Yeah. I'm a bit surprised. I expected Madagascar to play well, but I didn't expect them to dominate a game away from home at the Babayara Sports Stadium against the Black Stars.
Absolutely, and their seeming dominance
it's also because Ghana, it's not coming to the party, like we say. I mean, Ghana is not showing any enthusiasm, any serious enthusiasm. That would overshadow what the Madagascans are doing. And that's why I kept saying off air that it looks like the Madagascans are more serious than we are. Surprising, but it's also not too far away from what we have been used to when it comes to Black Star matches lately. This is the trend it takes until something dramatic happens. Maybe we get a goal out of the blue, and then we begin to have some awakeness, and then come up to show something. Really boring at this stage, but if you look at how we have played in recent past, this is far away from what do you think should happen?
We should up our game. Change? And I can see he already wants to make some starts. We should up our game. I mean, he's got to bring in players who will bring some level of urgency into our game. At this point, the performance has been flat. Very flat.
But if Dennis is getting ready to come on, do you think he's the type of player we need at this stage?
Black Stars.
I'm not too sure who he's taking him out for, but I thought that he was going to be introducing two players. I wanted to see Pencil and Majid Ashimeru. Majid to bring in, you know, we need someone to hold that ball and thread those passes through, and then John Pencil to put a bit of, you know, on the wings. But for whatever reason, I don't know why he's bringing Dennis on at this point.
Well, so this is the time for us to join the external field. A few substitutions. Let's see how that alters the completion of the game for the next 45 minutes.
Dennis Odoi on in his place. Perhaps unsurprising. Ghana struggling a touch in that first 45. And the requirement for some fresh legs is clear to see. And there is another set of fresh legs in the shape of Majid Ashimeru. Number 8. Midfielder for Anderlecht in Belgium. What can he do here in Ghana? Referee blows the whistle and we are back underway in Kumasi. Ghana take on a so far plucky Madagascar side. Certainly came into the game as underdogs, but they had the better of the first 45. Dorian Bertrand there trying to pick up where they left off with a burst down the right wing. Disappeared behind the dugouts from our perspective, but clearly stopped in his tracks. Ravelisson knocked over and picking up a free kick. Lema Haritra waiting for Antoine Semenyo to move back the required 5 yards. Immediately there's space again here on the right for Roman Metanir. Not getting the whip on the cross that he was hoping for. Flying out for a goal kick. He showed what he could do in the first half though. Bombing forwards down that right flank and causing some problems for Gideon Mensah at left back. Once again, Ayew dropping very deep. There are enough attacking options, even without him, if he does choose to drop back with Iñaki Williams and Antoine Semenyo there. Almost playing a old-fashioned sweeper role where he could end up anywhere on the pitch. Slowly making his way back forwards now, as Ghana slowly make their way up the pitch. Madagascar a little static, holding their shape though, improving, as has been the case for 47 minutes or so. Very tough obstacle for this Ghana attack. Ball half cleared by Kenji Boto. Picked back up. Is with the substitute. Now crossed in. Knocked back into the danger area by Jordan Ayew, but flicks over the top by Iñaki Williams. Williams and Semenyo maybe putting each other off a touch there. Oh, in fact, yeah, it was a slight touch off the toe of Semenyo. Certainly put off Iñaki Williams, trying to bring it down. And one of their better chances so far goes begging. Immediately getting involved down that right wing was Dennis Odoi, putting the cross in. Nothing against Aliou Seydou, but he did struggle to get the better of Andriy Atsvarana and Kenji Boto down that left wing in the first half. From Ghana, cut out as Semenyo tried to force the issue. Here come Madagascar again. Rebellison just delaying a little too long and robbed. And the excitement cranks up a notch as Mohamed Kudus brings this forwards. He's got runners but plays it behind Iñaki Williams a little carelessly. Williams returns it though, and Kudus tries his luck, and it's a decent save from Melvin Adrian. Down quickly to his left. He can only clear it back to Kudus though. He changes direction very nicely. Waits. Over to Williams. Into the middle towards Jordan Ayew. Bluffs his lines. But back now. Another chance for another fresh face in Ashimaru. But lashed at it, well over. Ghana though showing much more of what was expected from them on home soil, in front of the fans, and the fans now responding in turn. Atmosphere increasing exponentially as they produce these chances. Semenyo wandered over and tension simmering. And Raza Findray, Harry Mahanta picks up the first booking of the game, wrestling with Semenyo. See how the game has changed since the restart. Tempo has ramped up and Ayew has chipped it into the middle. Iñaki Williams not quite able to get what could have been a crucial flick on. Slices the touch. Would have most likely looped over the top of Melvin Adrian. Away, and now it's Madagascar who are starting to look a little rattled. Williams continues, beats 2, beats 3. And Kudus, he was swamped by red shirts. There's a promising opening few seconds for Madagascar in the second half, but Ghana now starting to assert their authority on proceedings. Have given away a free kick though. Eli Mahari-Tra clearly pulled back by Abdul Samed. tells you everything you need to know. It's Ghana to bring it away on the counter. Jordan Ayew fouled, but not cynically enough to earn a yellow card. Two in quick succession. Laima Haritra rather sheepishly makes his way back, avoiding the referee's eye, but also avoiding entering his book. A nice ball forwards over the top for Iñaki Williams. Bursting into the middle is Kudus, still with Williams. Semenyo, he can't find a way through the wall of red in front of him. But it's they knocking on the door. But a surprising number of chances. Ghana looking like the most likely to scoring. So Doi puts it into the middle again. Madagascar needs to try to reclaim some territory here. Push back up the pitch because they are boxed right in currently. Ayew on the left, delays, just shifted onto his left. He's quite tight, two-footed. Jordan Ayew was matched by Metamir there. Listen to the noise. It's into the middle. Away. Poku picks it up and earns a free kick. Over on the right hand side, the centre back. Off of the hand, back to his feet by Thomas Fontaine. Here's now back on his feet and clearly, albeit with a bit of a limp for now, able to continue. Nervous times for Melvin Adrian. Another tricky free kick to defend, slightly different angle to a corner. Fire it in a little flatter. There are 5 to aim at. Knocked on by Ayew. It's in towards Marty at the back post. Again, not able to find the target with the header. Good ball by Kudus. This is the case in the first half. The defender on the end of the cross, not able to find the target. Well, Madagascar and their manager Romuald Rakotondrabe respond. Said the half-time changes were necessary for Ghana. It's certainly necessary as we head towards the hour mark. Madagascar next to push out and pick up something closer to what they were producing in the first half, with the introduction of Lalaina. Look, Lapoussin, the man sacrificed and not looking overly happy about making way. An immediate demonstration of what Lalaina will bring, which is speed of those fresh legs. 25-year-old. He's cut football in Belarus. Advantage made on by the referee, and here comes Kudus and Semenyo, and it is deflected in. Will the flag stay down? It will not. Jackie Williams for a second. Headlock, he was just offside. Another head in hands moment for Williams this time for a close call. With the assistant referee making the right one. Before he quickly off his line. It was Kudus who laid up Semenyo. His shot just knocked on with the thigh of Williams beyond Melvin Adrian, but that's now 1 goal apiece, both into the same net, but both ruled out by an offside flag. Surely a matter of time before we do get the opener. Madagascar looking to produce their first real chance of the half. Will at least pick up a corner. Gideon Mensah putting it out. See a break here as another set of fresh legs. Mashid Ashimaru is already down. See here on the replay, he took a knock maybe. He's all on his own. Not sure exactly what the issue is. We will see the game paused. It was in fact Amati. The not quite so fresh legs. The man who's been on for an hour. On the sidelines, Hamidou Abdul Fatawu. Marty is back and heading for the sidelines under his own steam. But I always wonder when a player goes down, no one around them, it will be a terminal issue for the game. Amati, very experienced head in that Ghana backline, would be missed. Even in his absence, it's another experienced head of Jordan Ayew who makes the headed clearance and then gets on his bike. The field as Ghana think about a counter-attack, instead eventually back all the way to their goalkeeper. Dennis Odoi not seeing a clear option ahead of him, choosing the safe one. He'll get another chance to get his head up and go forwards, and does so with a little change of direction. Picks out Kudus, but Kudus unable to prevent the ball going out for a throw. Calmly brought down by Ayew, who really can be found anywhere on the pitch at any given time. Now heading back to the left back role. We call that the free roll officially. Chris Houghton really letting his experienced number 9 do what he sees fit. Just mentioned Houghton, very experienced, 64-year-old coach, born in England to an Irish mother and Ghanaian father. He became the first mixed race player to represent Ireland in his playing days. Since turning to coaching, taking charge of English Premier League teams such as Newcastle and Brighton, most recently Nottingham Forest in 2021 in the Championship. Started as technical advisor to the Ghana national side over the period of last year's World Cup qualifiers. In February was promoted to head coach after Otto Addo resigned Offside flag up against Kudus, and clearly the correct decision again. There was introduction. As expected, Daniel Amati unfortunately unable to continue. And Kasim Nuhu given the responsibilities of filling his experienced boots in the Ghana backline. First involvement there, Mensa with the header away. Change of pace from Kudus. Again, not quite able, either of them, to find Ayew. Who plays his club football with Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. Reasonably experienced head, replacing another in the shape of Amati. Amati, of course, 7 years with Leicester City, joined in January, played his part in the final stages of their extraordinary 5,000-1 Premier League triumph. To Besiktas in the summer, and then he'll hope, as will the Besiktas fans, that is nothing long term. He'll watch on from the sidelines as Madagascar to fight their way back into the second half. Shot from range, which has not been one of their calling cards, comes back, and a burst down the right wing is something more familiar, and it's cleared off the line crucially. Out of nowhere, Madagascar looked to strike, and it's Nicholas Opoku who is the hero again, in the right place at the right time. It was played forwards by Matanea towards the touchline. He got there in time. And the first touch was brilliant to take it around Richard Ofori. Second touch not quite finding the back of the net. Will they get another opportunity here? Acrobatic attempt from Ryan Rabellison. Swing and a miss though in the air. Gideon Mensah fouled, and a bit of respite for Ghana. Looked, as we said, in control of the game, but see how in an instant everything can change once again. Semenyo clearly brought down. Let's see another booking here. Referee quickly over to the scene. Well, if it was to be another booking, it would have been a red card. Playing with fire there, Rajo Hasafindre Behari Mehanta does escape a second booking. Fortunately for him, maybe just about within shooting range if anyone's feeling ambitious. On the borderline, a number of options currently standing around the ball. They are slowly moving away, leaving Ayew and one more. Melvin Adrian organises his wall again. 4 men required. Now a fifth. Going up to make doubly sure. And it is Kudus, the other option. And in fact, the only option now as Ayew slowly makes his way towards the edge of the area. Kudus, it's disappointing for all the build-up. Far too much lift on the free kick, no dip, a long way over. Well, Kudus signed by West Ham this summer for a reported £38 million fee after 3 strong years at Ajax. 17 goals and 65 appearances there. He's made a strong start to life in East London as well. West Ham have impressed at times and only comfortably in the top half. Kudus has 8 in 25 for Ghana. That not particularly close to making it 9. Scored in the 2-1 win versus Central African Republic in the final AFCON qualifier. Abdul Samad turns down the forward option. Didn't know, and it's with Odoi on the right. Has the opportunity to pick out Ayo, who brings it down with, he claims his chest. Looked like shoulder at best. Upper arm, in the opinion of the referee. He's certainly on the borderline of that ambiguous area the sleeve that so often plays a part in offsides in VAR in world football now. Another change from Madagascar. Last one had a good effect, and it looks in fact like it might be a triple change. For players making their way to the sidelines, including Andrea Sperana, who provided so much down that left wing. In his place, Al Hadari by Ninyana. Louis Demolion comes on as well, in place of Rajo Rasafindrai Bahari Mehanta, perhaps understandably on that yellow card, and surely a very final warning after that foul just outside the area. And also Andrea Narijauna, the final of a triple substitution. Pramod Rakasandrabe, the roll of the dice, 3 rolls at once, 1 substitution remaining for the final 20 minutes. They have the desired effect. Mensah with a misplaced pass and a look to break here. They do have pace, one of the new faces, Andrea Narijauna. Mensah gets back and makes amends. And here comes Ashimaru with space to run into, driving towards the box. He's got Iñaki Williams outside him. Here is Williams. 3 options in the middle. Instead lays it up on the edge. Forward from Abdul Samad to Semenyo. Still they build, still they wait. It is cleared at the front post for a corner. Kudus pumps up the crowd, asks for more. 20 minutes left. Still, we wait for someone to unlock the opposition defence. In high by Kudus, too high, but kept alive. Kasim Nuhu, Jordan Ayew comes away with the ball somehow, picks out Shimaru, who tries his luck from range, and it was just left of the target. A look to the heavens. That was Antoine Semenyo's final involvement. He'll be replaced by Anis Nwama. 20-year-old providing some youthful energy in the closing stages. Winger for Lyon on loan from RWD Molenbeek. Lyon suffered a horrible start to their Ligue 1 campaign. One of the biggest names in French football, currently bottom of the table. But that's not of such concern now compared to that of Madagascar. And the shot from Iñaki Williams is very well saved by Melvin Adrian. Change of pace again from Ashimaru. A burst of pace, but unable to keep the ball in there with his first involvement. Nwama trying to kill it on the touchline. The toe poke from Iñaki Williams was just about at hand height for Adrian. Need to keep the opportunity, but taking nothing away from the Malagasy keeper. He's in the right place at the right time. Covered his angles well with a strong hand. He is now a quarter of an hour away from a clean sheet. Given away to Ayu. Carelessly. Good recovery. Good trucking back from Ilaima Heritra. Bori out, all the way out from beyond his area. Trying to head that away for a throw. Could be a fascinating final quarter of an hour. As the narrative set, will Ghana throw more and more forwards. Madagascar have a cautious approach. Not by the signs here. It's into the middle and smothered, crucially, by Afori. Four substitutions used by both managers now. And here's one of the most recent for Ghana. Nwama cuts back, is better than with his first involvement. Cuts back again, puts it in, and it's acrobatically diverted towards the goal by Iñaki Williams. But still, just not happening for the Bilbao striker. Putting Kenji Boto down on the ground, not once but twice. Just a little behind Williams. Couldn't divert the scissor kick in the direction of Melvin Adrian, or preferably the corners of his goal. And Williams bursting away again, and the yellow card out for the captain, Ryan Ravelisson. Williams still a fairly new addition to the Ghana setup, such an experienced player in La Liga, born in Bilbao to Ghanaian parents, started out with the Spanish national setup, even earning a cap in a friendly, then briefly represented the Basque country before eventually committing his future to Ghana last year. This is his 10th cap for Ghana. Still waiting for his first goal in Ghanaian colours. It's just not happening for him. Almost 70 goals for his hometown club. He spent almost a decade with Athletic Bilbao, over 300 appearances. The man certainly knows where the goal is. Hasn't quite been able to find it so far. this evening in Kumasi. One of the Malagasy substitutes. Patiently waiting. Boto it was who was the man down on the deck, and currently now watching on from the sidelines as they have to defend a free kick. It's in towards the back post, well saved again, and somehow not put into an effectively empty net. Ernest Nuama has been involved in everything since he came on. Admittedly, had absolutely no time to react there. It was a good save, directly into the chest. The offside flag would have denied it anyway. Final change made by Romuald Rakoton Grabe. Tituan Fortune comes on. Teenager, a defender, surely looking to shore things up the back more than venture forwards. The way things are going currently, another free kick here for Ghana. Another important save from that man, Melvin Adrian. Point blank range, two Ghana players at the back stick. Here he is, and another decisive punch. Under less pressure this time. Mensah forwards to Ashimeru, who goes into the box, and another strong hand from Adrian. Such a strong hand, in fact, because that looked to be very well struck. Ashimeru with that burst of acceleration again, and now he's opening up for Madagascar at the other end. It's 4-on-3, and it's over the bar. And this could end with any scoreline you like right now. El Hadari, Raniana, not too far away, put his foot through it. Maybe a bit more composure would have been the better option. Easier said than done. End to end, Iñaki Williams plays it over to Nuama again. Wins a corner this time. First involvement for Fortune. Kudus turns, heads for the byline. He's tackled. And again, Madagascar look to strike on the counter. Not quite as rapid. Ghana able to get more men back this time. It's over to the right. Nicely worked out to Metanir. Puts it in. It's a good delivery, and it's off the post. Still alive. Back into the middle towards Rakoto Harimalala. Eventually out for a goal kick, and my goodness, how have we not had a goal in the last 5 minutes? Brilliant delivery from Metanir. Head in hand for Rakoto Harimalala. And put the ball onto the upright. Jordan Ayew's game is over. There will be no 21st goal, at least on this day. Osman Bukhari on in his place. Final roll of the dice from Chris Hewson. Bukhari, Red Star Belgrade midfielder, scored 3 in 13 appearances for his country. It's not bad, but a more impressive 15 in 42 for Red Star since joining last year, including a stunning volley in the Eternal Derby with local rivals Partizan. That, a special moment. The goal here would be right up there with that. Not often you can say a goalless draw has been a thriller. But with 83 minutes on the clock, we're goalless. But this has been fascinating, and anything could happen. Those final 7 minutes, it's through to Kudus, and it's saved again by Melvin Adrian. Kudus slaps the floor in frustration. Adrian is slapped with thanks from all his defenders, taken down on his chest, stayed not quite on his feet but on his knees. Melvin Adrian did enough. Well, Rama keeps it in seemingly, keeps hold of the ball under the pressure of substitute Journa, trying to pick their way through. Some fancy footwork didn't happen. Ghana looking so dangerous every time they come forward. Equally, Madagascar looking dangerous on the counter-attack. They've come the closest, striking the woodwork. Gideon Mensah bursts past the fullback, delivered in towards Kudus, over the head of the West Ham man though, and then Dennis Odoi with a foul, providing some respite to Madagascar, who, whilst they're looking to strike on the counter when given the opportunity, will be, I think, pretty pleased to slow things down here. They would surely be the happier if it were to end this way. It's Ghana, even if they did have a goal denied and struck the post, could they get even more? Well, Mensah missing out. I think grabbing on to the liner there. Fortunate to avoid giving away a free kick in a dangerous position. The referee didn't give advantage, just allowed the play to continue. And the liner's shot eventually wide of the mark. Forwards again. Given away. Madagascar throw. And to say a number of the players here look exhausted, and it is unsurprising. 86 minutes into a game that has often been end to end. Both sets of players giving it their absolute all. Two forwards. Shade of desperation. Will there be one final twist in the tail? Will it be a goal at one end or another? The liner. Madagascar looks to keep possession for a touch. Invite Ghana out to them. They are comfortable playing the ball out from the back and in tight areas. Madagascar. A bit of space now on the left. Knocked over, but Iriniana not swaying the referee to giving a free kick. Kudus. Up and running quickly again. Bakari with his first involvement. Great feet and even hanging onto the ball as he slipped. Aboku able to canter forwards. Quick feet. final delivery match from Nuama. No, it won't. It was pulled back and then given away a little carelessly, and Madagascar can't strike down the right this time. Tanir's ball forward's not as impressive as his ball into the box a few minutes ago. Samed taking his time. Odoy, Nuama leaves the man on the floor and now runs at another. Gets it back, but seemingly controls it with a hand in the process. Madagascar in no particular hurry to get play back up and running. Iñaki Williams would rather they got on with it. A limp for Nicholas Opoku now. Going to please Chris Houghton, his centre-back, who has been crucial on more than one occasion. Not looking fighting fit. With no substitutions remaining. But we are into the final 30 seconds of the scheduled 90. And it's Bukari on his bike again, somehow still going brilliantly, worked into the box. The ball headed away, smashed on the edge of the area by Abdul Samed, blocked. It's still with Ghana, into the back post, and Bukari swipes at it, but does not fire it goalwards. 5 minutes of additional time to be played. Bukari looking for one of two options for the back post. Then Abdul Samed, the pop shot from the edge of the area. Nothing. He's finding a way through this oh so resilient Malagasy defence. Who, let's not forget, could nick it themselves here. Brought forwards by fortune. Lailana doing well to win it back, laying it off. And it's back to Lailana from Ilaima Haritra. Brilliantly worked, and it's through. The flag had gone up against Rakoto Harimalala. It's a beautifully worked move, just the final run. And this is too early. Not one but two Madagascar attackers. Bukari looks so lively, those fresh legs looking to prove a point, but that will not prove the kind of point he was hoping for. To his manager, ball towards no one in particular. Referee just reminding Melvin Adrian and his teammate that he will go into the book if they time waste. Keeper taking as many seconds as he dares, sending it long. It's all the way back to Adrian though, who ensures that Iñaki Williams runs the absolute maximum number of centimetres. Another long ball through to a keeper though, Richard Ofori, able to gather it up. I think the tired legs are starting to have an effect now. Long ball's the order of the day. Opoku this time. In fact, Kasti knew who that was. Sending it route one. They're only finding the opposition each time though. Here's someone with fresher legs. Iraniana. Eventually running down a blind alley, and it's another long ball to be gathered up oh so slowly by Melvin Adrian. Only 2 minutes remain for, well, you would say Ghana to find a winner, but either side to find a winner. The best back pass. Adrian able to get on the end of it and send it into the opposition half, at least temporarily, because Abdul Samed collected it up on the halfway line. Mensah. The little energy he may have remaining. Abdul Samed lifted into the box. And the shot from Kudus is a little wild. And or would that be the final attempt from Ghana? Would have been a big moment. Kudus has come close a few times. Maybe not his biggest moment for his national side. That must be the 2 goals scored in the World Cup against South Korea. It's meant a 3-2 win. This would have been up there. He and his teammates, though, haven't been able to find the way through. And with 30 seconds left, they will at best produce one more chance. Dennis Odoi with the throw. Noama somehow angled onto the ball, finds Mensah in space, orders it up into the air, brought down now. This is it, now or never for Ghana. Bukari makes his way into the box, it's delivered in, and the header, and the winner! They to find the breakthrough, and it is Iñaki Williams who scores for Ghana for the very first time, and in doing so finally unlocks the most resilient of Malagasy defences. They're distraught. The Madagascar defence drops to its knees, but in the stands they're bouncing, and some have even made their way onto the pitch. Well, it looked like time was up, but they kept on going, and Mensah's delivery in was perfect. And this time, finally, a Ghana player was able to get the better of Melvin Adrian. Maybe a fingertip to the ball, but enough power from Iñaki Williams to ensure the ball hit the back of the net. And as night falls in Kumasi, the crowd rises to their latest hero. Mohamed Kudus picks up a yellow card, but that's not going to dampen the mood inside the Babiara Stadium. And there is the final whistle. Ghana snatch it at the death. Iñaki Williams with a 96th-minute winner that ensures the final score is Ghana 1, Madagascar 0. Well, so harsh on that man, Melvin Adrian, and all his teammates, who so easily could have won this themselves. Found the net first, but from an offside position, and then Njiba Rakato Harimalala striking the post, and isn't that the image that will last with these Madagascar players and their fans? Marco Ilaima Haritra staring into the middle distance. They fought so valiantly, they thought they'd done enough to earn an unlikely point away from home, but the night belongs to Ghana and the home fans, who will party into the night in Kumasi. They left it late. His biggest moment for his national side. That must be the first goal for his country. 2 goals scored in the World Cup against South Korea. Meant a 3-2 win. This would have been up there. He and his teammates, though, haven't been able to find the way through. And with 30 seconds left, they will at best produce one more chance. Dennis Odoi with the throw. Noama somehow hanging onto the ball, finds Mensah in space, orders it up into the air, brought down now. This is it, now or never for Ghana. Bukari makes his way into the box, it's delivered in, and the header, and the winner! They do find the breakthrough, and it is Iñaki Williams who scores for Ghana for the very first time, and in doing so finally unlocks the most resilient of Malagasy defences. They're distraught. The Madagascar defence drops to its knees, but in the stands they're bouncing, and some have even made their way onto the pitch. Well, it looked like time was up, but they kept on going, and Mensah's delivery in was perfect, and this time finally a Ghana player was able to get the better of Melvin Adrian. Maybe a fingertip to the ball, but enough power from Iñaki Williams to ensure the ball hit the back of the net. And as night falls in Kumasi, the crowd rises to their latest hero. Mohamed Kudus picks up a yellow card, but that's not going to dampen the mood inside the Babayara Stadium. And there is the final whistle. Ghana snatch it at the death. Iñaki Williams with a 96th minute winner that ensures the final score is Ghana 1, Madagascar 0. Well, so harsh on that man, Melvin Adrian, and all his teammates, who so easily could have won this themselves. Found the net first, but from an offside position, and then Njiba Rakato Harimalala striking the post, and isn't that the image that will last with these Madagascar players and their fans? Marco Ilaima Haritra staring into the middle distance. They fought so valiantly, they thought they'd done enough to earn an unlikely point away from home.